Yo, what's going on? Haomaru and Yagyu Jubei and Genjuro, y'all doing well? Who knows where those characters are from? Yeah, somebody knows. Somebody knows. And yeah, that was a phenomenal game that I used to play. It's called Samurai Showdown. They re-released one, I think, in 2019 or 2018. The company I was working for at the time, they had put that game out. But the one that I'm talking about is Samurai Showdown number Dos. I was about to say number 2 and number Dos, and I was like number Dos. Number Dos, Samurai Showdown number 2 is a phenomenal game. But before I lose my head in all of that and get kind of like too whimsical and too caught up in nostalgia, today's video is about this dude, Galactic Man, Shockwave, and he's been upgraded using one slammer. We're going to talk about the inspiration and go over the tutorial for this guy. One thing I was going to say, though, is that he required a lot of pieces of paper to tighten up the bits. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, sometimes these pegs and these ports, they will not have a perfect fit. So what I'll do then is I'll just rip out a piece of paper, as you see, like right there, and I'll stick it between the peg and the port, and it'll tighten up the fit. And so I had to do that for this part, these two parts down over here. And so I don't think I'm going to fully take him apart when we do the tutorial because I think it's going to compromise the build. He's going to fall apart. I'm going to feel annoyed, and we're just not going to do that, right? We're just not going to do that. We're going to enjoy him for what he is, and I'm just going to kind of talk you through the tutorial, so to speak, right? Yeah. But anyway, I was going to say, man, I used to love that game. I used to love that game, and like, man, used to lose and use so many quarters on that. And a quick story that I'll regale you with my younger brother. So my dad was real uptight about, like, you know, when he was around, he was super uptight about us playing games and stuff. And so I would sneak out the house. Like, I would sneak out the house to go play video games and stuff. And one Saturday morning, you know, I knew I knew him. I knew my dad would come looking for us and stuff. And so, like, because he hated anytime we defied orders, and so to speak. So what we did is, like, I knew all the spots. I knew all the spots that had the arcades. And so we found this super obscure place, and we walked there. Dude, it was super far. Like, I don't know. I think it was like 5 miles. And me and my brother walked it early Saturday morning. It was like 6:30. And after we played and, like, you know, we ate a bunch of food on the way back, we rehearsed our story. I told my brother, I was like, yo, where did we go? What route did we take? What did we do? And blah, 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 blah. Just walk my brother through it, dude. And my brother is a super honest dude. And, like, my dad never distrusted him. And so when we got back, he was like, where'd y'all go? Y'all play again? And he's grilling us. And then he looked at my brother and cross-examined him. And funny enough, my brother turned out to be a lawyer. But yeah, my dad's cross-examining. He's like, where'd you guys go? And my brother's like, oh, we took a walk. And he's like, when'd you guys go? And he goes, oh, we left at this time. He says, where'd you go? He goes, oh, we went to this park. Which route did you take? Like, dude, all these questions, like, third degree of my brother just having answers and answers because I prepped him. And then he's just looking at us like, hey, you guys didn't go play games, right? And I'm like, mm-mm. And he's looking at my brother like, you didn't go play games. I'm my brother, dude. And locked his gaze, like steely gaze, just looked at him and shook his head. He's like, nope, no games. That's my brother, dude. My brother would never lie. Never lie. Superman of integrity and, like, 100% wholesome. But you know what? He would lie for me, dude. That's my brother. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Anyway, that's my Samurai Showdown story and about how we would stoop to subterfuge. Is that the right word? Subterfuge? To basically play video games. And funny enough, all that passion amounted in me working in the video games now for 20 plus years. And so, hey, happy ending, right? All right. So with that story out of the way, let me talk about this dude. He's cool. I like him a lot. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but for some reason, he gives off like animated Shockwave vibes, because there's a guy in animated who's kind of this color, right? No? Somebody know? Correct me? I don't know. Also, the pointy toes, while I think they're very cool, sometimes they remind me of my aunt when she was single and she'd be wearing her, like, high heel shoes, trying to go out on date and stuff. Yeah. Anyway. So the inner core is Shockwave. And so to collapse the legs and get them ready, what you got to do is you got to spin the waist around. So this is actually the back of the waist. So you spin the waist around, and afterwards you spin the thighs around 180 degrees so that they're facing forward. Then you collapse them up. As you collapse them up, these two bits, you know, the little tower handle bit that's supposed to, you know, fold in together like that, you just keep them on the back. And that's a nice place where they can rest. They don't get in they don't interfere with anything, and it's good. So you fold them back there. On the sides, these are just the Shockwave, the feet armor that you plug into the side of the thighs. And on my phone, hold up for a second. Yeah, sorry about that. And so, where were we? Okay, yeah. So you collapse the feet. Oh, or sorry, Shockwave's feetsies armor is plugged into the side of the thighs, And then the feet, after you've collapsed them on the underside of the feet, you are plugging in the forearms of Shockwave, or not Shockwave, of Slammer. There's going to be a peg that protrudes on the inner side of that arm. That peg is pointing upward and plugging into the foot. That'll reveal a port on the underside, the other half of that forearm, and that's where you're plugging this in. The fit is going to be a bit shallow, and therefore you're going to need that that piece of paper to make it work, okay? And again, I apologize for not taking it apart. Just understand, yeah. This over here, this is the Slammer torso. This middle bit has been extended to reveal the peg. You see it facing sideways, and we've plugged that into the side of the forearm. And then the treads, we've just kind of spun them. They would just be over here normally like this. And we've spun them so they look like this. And in my mind, I imagine this is some type of like plasma weapon, and he's generating some type of electricity over here. It's going to go like shoot out and stuff. It'd be really cool if there was some type of effect that I could adhere over here. That'd be really, really cool. That made it look like some type of like Jacob's ladder or something like that. And over here, we have the back part of Slammer, the converter that takes the 2-prong, converts it into 1-prong so that you can plug in the turret. And this is the waist piece from Slammer. And back here, these are Slammer shoulders, and you have legs plugged in. And so, yeah, I think, you know, if you really have these parts and you want to make him, you'll be able to pause this video and you can figure out what goes where. And, yeah, it's not too difficult. But that's our guy. That's our guy. And so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have liked the video. Hope you do not feel that your time was wasted hanging out. And hope you liked the little story. Little kind of like sidebar over there, talking about me and my brother in my past. That's all I got. Okay. Let's talk again soon. Bye.